and it wasn't quite ready. Much like the Core Undying, you know, it's been stewing a little bit in these patches. You know, Core Undying, maybe it's a thing. Maybe Mind Control plays it. No, not quite ready yet. It gets a couple of buffs, and then all of a sudden it's going to become a thing. And I think Venge is very close to being there. They gave a couple of small buffs to Swap recently. Xingqiu is very dead. And let's see how many other kills they get. Nope. PSG.LGD, the rest of them quickly back away. They say, okay, you got us, Team Spirit. You got First Blood. But yeah, I think Venge Core, super cool idea this game for PSG.LGD. Can't wait to see that Aghanim Scepter in action for Team Spirit. I feel like a lot of this game, once again, I'm going to be watching Toronto-Tokyo because this time around, he's not going to scale as well as Alina, and he is countered by the Vengeful Spirit. And I also don't know how mid lane goes for you against the Clinks. Like, I honestly don't know if Burning Barrage is actually good enough to contend with Bat Rider in lane, right? Because one of the counters is just pushing the lane into him all the time.
Yeah, I feel like Bat Rider should more or less free farm, right? Like, yeah, Clinks can get a couple of denies in the start, but eventually Bat Rider will just start farming with Firefly and maybe even get a Dust and look for a Clinks kill. I think it's very possible until level 6. Clink has to be careful. I know this matchup a little bit better when Bat plays... Wait, hang on. Okay. That was a kill I was not expecting. When Bat plays off lane against Clinks in the safe lane, Bat Rider historically has been really, really good at diving that Clinks in the tower. So in the mid lane, if you can somehow push in the wave as Bat, you could dive Clinks in tower. But like you said, the new Clinks can maybe avoid that happening entirely. So I'm ready to learn here and see how this goes. But... well, Xiao, one thing he's got going for him is that he already got 5 stick charges from the First Blood that they caught on Shaker. So he's showing up with a little bit of a benefit there against Toronto-Tokyo in mid.
Yeah, he certainly is, and is able to... he just immediately used as much mana as he possibly could in order to make use of that stick. The dangerous part is always going to be this part, right? If once he starts getting pressured underneath his tower, like Clinks could just easily die, but Zhao Wei is certainly showing that he could fight back a little bit. There wasn't that many sticky napalm stacks on Zhao Wei. Toronto-Tokyo realizing maybe that was a bit of a misstep by him. And
he took too many tower hits. Simply.
Yeah, he really did. I think you put it really well in that the entire idea is that like Bat Riders should free farm, but like somewhat the onus is on him to try and get the kill on the Clinks, and it's whether or not that actually can happen or not.
In the meantime, let's look at a little bit at the other lanes. I think this bottom lane heavily favors Team Spirit. I think Troll Lion is just an absolute beast of a lane. You're playing against Venge Shaker, which is relatively weak. They are going to try to turn onto Miposhka here. They're going to regret that. That's an easy kill for the Troll. Fairy Fire will delay things a bit, but yeah, Toro's going to grab that one as well. And in the top lane, I think Mira and Collapse are going to hold their own. They did choose to put Hoodwink here instead of the Lion, and I think this makes for a weaker lane. Oh, Xingqiu died as well.
Yeah.
LGD are really hemorrhaging some kills here that is making a great game for Troll. And because of this, Collapse is now strong up top, running down Trian, and the tower might overextend here, Living Armor. Oof. Just barely enough.
Good choice by Y, going for Living Armor as opposed to maybe a second level Leech Seed that some Train Protectors choose to do. I changed my mind, Cinder, and this was a terrible idea by PSG.LGD. Absolutely not. Core Venge, what were they thinking? This is not a good idea. The thing is, the Core Venge, like Core Undying, you have to have a good laning phase because this hero doesn't have a way to be able to farm otherwise.
Right.
So if you have a bad laning phase, it just becomes a support. That's always going to be the problem with it. So I'm a big concern for Faith Beyond already.
Yeah, I don't think it needs to be outstanding by any means. It just needs to be okay, right? You need to at least get by, get, you know, a decent amount of CS. He has 5 CS minute 3 and he's died twice. That is just not good by any metric. It doesn't even matter what hero you are. That is just terrible. No matter what offlaner you're playing, this is a bad scoreline. So yeah, off to a rough start. He might even be in trouble soon again. You know, Miposhka has chosen to skill up the Hex, and he has 2 mangoes, so he has plenty of mana to work with. Xingqiu has no freedom in this lane to go and stack Ancients. If he does that, Faith Beyond dies. So they're kind of just stuck down here in a losing lane, and that feels really bad. Harassment again onto Xingqiu is going to make Collapse stronger up top. I think Team Spirit might be onto something with this Bloodseeker, actually, especially the way they're playing. Definitely getting a lot of value, even pressuring mid, too. Look at Collapse, how strong he is. He's just running down Y in the tower. Easy.
Good pickup. They've got just they pair it with a 4 position that always does a lot of damage and also has a setup stun for the Bloodright, and just it feels like at any moment one of these heroes could just be 100 to 0, or at least damn near close to it, at least pushed out of the lane, and they're continuing to go for it here as they do manage to pick up another kill onto Faith Beyond. I thought maybe Ame would get dove here, but yes, you are correct, Cinderin. You called it. Faith Beyond is indeed going to be in trouble for a 3rd time in 4.5 minutes.
And the problem is, it's hard to see it getting better, right? Who's going to rotate and give this guy a game? Are you going to bring your Clinks down there? Unlikely, at least until level 6. Maybe there's a play then because they have 2 stuns to set up Burning Barrage. But there's also a lot of risk connected with that. You know, Bat Rider can easily make a counter rotation and get a lot of work done bottom. And in either case, when you are fighting down here, there's a guy on the other side of the map who's just licking his lips and ready to kill in the tower, right? So, honestly, this is early, but LGD are in a lot of trouble. Like, you usually don't, at 5 minutes, feel like a team is just out of it and in an unrecoverable position. And by no means is it like that. It just feels a little bit, at least for the time being, a little bit like a checkmate, where with the way that they have drafted, who plays for who to stabilize this game again? Who do you think? Like, what would you do here?
I think, what would I do? I'd be like, okay, Xin-Q, you're going to have to find a way to, I don't know, start stacking. Give yourself a game because you're going to become the 3. And Faith Beyond is going to come a support. Because this is, I honestly don't think you can rotate Clinks into that bottom lane. That's going to ruin Zhao 8's game, 100%. And I think in the context of this series, this first 5 minutes becomes even gloomier. If this is just a game 1 and we were watching this and being like, okay, this is really bad for LGD, let's see if they can recover. But with the context of this series, game 1, the reason LGD were able to make what was kind of a greedy pickup of Clinks and Sven was because their lanes went so well. Zhao 8 was constantly farming. He took over the triangle. He wasn't really online until 20 minutes, but that was okay because the onus was on Team Spirit to get kills, to make movements, and they couldn't actually do that. They couldn't find kills anywhere. So it was okay if it was just a farm fest for 20 minutes. And then game 2, Team Spirit, such a huge turnaround from getting stomped in game 1 to game 2. A big part of that was success in the laning phase. So I feel like this first 5 minutes means so much for both of these teams, just on opposite ends of the spectrum.
And I'm thinking from Spirit's perspective, their lineup has so much potential to snowball like crazy, and in a way they're almost going to be their own worst enemies when they can get a little bit too bloodthirsty with Bloodseeker and Bat Rider to start diving towers. Because LGD does have counterplay potential when they get dove. There's always going to be that fissure from Fog. There's a Treant that can come out of the tree line. You can get swapped under the tower. Clinks gets to Barrage. You know, there are tools, but they seem very reliant on Spirit making the move, and that gives them all of the initiative in the game for at least the foreseeable next 10 minutes before PL has a Diffusal, Clinks has a Maelstrom, and Venge has a Wraith Band so that she can do something. Because there's not many moving pieces right now for Faith Beyond. I'll be honest, he has about the same net worth as the enemy position 4-minute 5. 10 CS, level 3, and 3 deaths. It's ugly. But sometimes all it takes is one good fight. And if LGD somehow find themselves in a position where that can happen, recovery is definitely within reach, but it's going to be difficult already.
Back into the game again as we're going to definitely be keeping an eye on both the side lanes as Collapse and Mira.
Oh, Xin-Q
showing how aggressive they can be. Yeah, Xin-Q, he's going to start moving around the map. Say, see you later, Faith Beyond. He's going to try and help set this up, looking for the Fissure, but finally gets the block off on a Collapse. Beautifully timed by Xin-Q. Honestly, I was getting a little nervous there. Meanwhile, Faith Beyond, no surprise, he's being run down in the bottom lane, but he does survive. Seriously, I thought Xin-Q, I would have pulled that trigger so much sooner on the Fissure, but he waited out, very patient, got the block off Collapse. Just great stuff.
Yeah, I'm actually not sure if that was the right choice because he gave Collapse so much time to get all his stuff off and line up his spells and just let Mira hit. So they end up trading. They trade Collapse for, albeit a Treant. Like, it's not that bad. You obviously get the kill, but you were 3v2, you trade kills. That's still not a great feeling when you know what price you're paying on the opposite side of the map. Faith Beyond, he used to salve. He's immediately being forced out again. Like, absolutely no space given to this guy. And why was on the way to
don't know
bottom? He
what
was
to
like, nah, whatever. Hopeless. I'm back top. He walked half a lane and then TP top and spent a good chunk of mana on that to at least play the lane where they feel like they have a chance here.
For a hot second, I really thought he was going to give himself the faith beyond him. You're like, okay, let's go, buddy. Back into the lane. You and me, we can recover this. But nope.
You're a lost cause, buddy. Good luck. Oh, he's going top two.
He's coming top lane.
Quad lane.
Oh, God. All right, they're going to go for a kill onto Mira, looks like. And it's going to be slightly difficult once he got into the trees. But fortunately, Jin-Q, good place, right time to be able to get that kill.
You bet your ass Mira wasn't expecting that gank. He got quad lane minute 6. Somebody's got to pick up the scraps bottom. I don't think you want to leave this lane empty against the troll. You do have a Clinks who could potentially at least push it out with Burning Barrage and then leave the mid lane to Shaker. I actually really like this solution from LGD. It shows, you know, they're identifying what the problem is. They're looking for whatever solution they can find. And sometimes in games you find yourself in a rough spot and you need to think outside the box. And actually, honestly looking at it, I think this is the best possible move on the map with the lanes that they've had. So it might look funny and you might be like, what the hell, they're going as 4. But this was really good, what they managed to accomplish with this move.
It also gets Clinks out of the mid lane, which he may have died to Dota2, who has a haste rune and instead going to try and use it top lane. May not even need it, actually, just to get this double kill. Ame and Y both going to fall. Zhao 8 returns to the mid lane to try and pressure the tower, but there's not much to do here.
For style points, Dota2 popping the haste after the 2 kills. He's like, oh, I had this. Gonna use it to farm a bit of jungle with the extra mana from his bottle. And reckon he's either... Okay, I'm actually surprised if they don't give him farm priority on this. He's pretty close on travels, but they're gonna let Collapse take it so that he can move down and contest top rune. Unfortunately for him, it's not spawning there. Good spell combo from Mira.
Oh, nice bump back there with a flame break. That was really nice. Into the stun on Faith Beyond. Faith Beyond with the living armor is staying alive for a bit longer. Mira has to get away from those shots of the Burning Barrage, and it looks like both teams facing off are going to back away from each other. No kill just yet. Miposhka, nice reaction. Turning around, getting the 2-man stun to save his own life.
I'm not much of a carry player.
You're not stopping.
Oh.
Miposhka didn't expect them to keep going either, but they did.
That's going to cost them. Maybe not, actually. He doesn't have enough mana on Dota2 to make that chase. But yeah, I'm not much of a carry play cap, but I think if you're Troll, you're really happy right now. You've played 1-on-0 for like 2 minutes. You get to push out the wave, hit the tower, farm hard camp, do it again and again and again. And he's going to clean this up before minute 9. Nicely timed here. It's going to spawn once more. And he can just do it one more time while the wave is in tower and then go over and connect. So there is literally no way Troll is not going to be way ahead of PL in this game with these conditions. PL is being forced into the jungle on level 6. Troll is farming jungle and lane on level 8.5.
There is that slight added pressure, though, Synderen. You know, when this happens in a pub, you know what you say? You're like, all right, if we don't win this game, my carry, it's all on him. Because he got the freest lane, right? Which is just, you know... Nice kill onto Mira. Collapse is going to turn around and go for the Rupture right before the swap goes down. Faith Beyond, he's willing to take the damage and potentially give up his life to trade for any kill he can. Because after all, it kind of was turning into a support. So nice pickup there. 2 kills for PSG.LGD.
And that Rupture actually didn't hurt him that much because of the new change to Nether Swap. So he took 30% damage reduction when he cast Swap. And that should proc before any damage from Rupture. So only took 70% of that travel damage and looked relatively healthy doing it. You know, I've got to point out just how impressive it is what LGD are doing here, because these conditions are really... Oh man, he's actually dead. Nice kill from Mira on that setup. And they actually goes to Collapse. That was very, very nicely done. But yeah, again, LGD's pieces that are moving around here. This is Struggle City. They need to do so much legwork to even make this game competitive. They're doing the right things right now. And eventually, they're going to get to some sort of key items, right? Shaker, close to level 6 here. Halfway to Blink, minute 10. Might see it around minute 15 to 17. I see a nice ult there. Gonna stick and then get caught by the Blood Ray.
That's a thing. The break mechanic of Hoodwink will disable Aghanim Scepter.
Oh.
Yeah.
that is true. It's tied to the Vengeance aura.
Yeah.
Also breaks, obviously, Juxtapose. if he gets it on the right PL, I would assume.
Yeah, true.
All right, why? You don't get to live here. And they're going to Living Armor the tower, but it is going to fall. So Team Spirit ramping up the pace. And finally, for the first time in 11 minutes, Yatoro is exploring the world. He's like, I wonder what's out there. Oh, another lane. So he's just going to play in this lane now instead. And I like
Wait, there's nobody here either?
Yeah, wait, what?
Where is everybody?
I don't know if this is just a Danish children's story, but it's about someone who wakes up and they're completely alone in the world, and they just get to eat all the sweets and everything, and then eventually they get lonely because there's no one else there. So hopefully Yatoro eventually finds his teammates. But so far,
he's just going to gorge himself on creeps until finally he's going to get lonely.
Kind of playing single player and just eating all the sweets right now, honestly. Just going to keep going here. Battle Fury coming up.
I'll tell Yatoro the same thing I told my carry yesterday. You'd be a really good WoW player. Really good PvE options here. As Ame is going to be found by the chain stuns of Miposhka and Collapse, and he straight up doesn't move for the longest time. Finally does try and doppelganger. At the same time, they kill the Bat Rider. So PSG.LGD do get a trade for that.
And they bring all their pieces again. It's a 4-man rotation to kill this Bat against a 2-man rotation to kill PL. They just need to bring so many. Good fissure from Xingqiu. He does have Echo. Doesn't need it. Oh, maybe he does. Is he going to get in range? Oh. Well.
Oh, the Toys Tumbler! Okay, they got him with the roots at least. Nature's Grasp
oh, how convenient.
is there to pull him in.
Did you know Shaker has a spell that jumps him 300 range? Nope, it's not the Aghanim.
I have to say, Toys Tumbler, love that item. Did not realize that it would be disabled by damage, though. Sadly realized that the other day. But here it is, a Toys Tumbler. Boing! You know who it works best with, Syndrin?
No.
Toy Pudge.
Oh.
There's a lore there.
I see. Very fitting. Also, the sound effect probably only fits on that hero, let's be honest. So, and really it's arguable that the original Persona doesn't fit on him at all either, so maybe it just doesn't fit in general. But, you know.
Yeah, just Toy Pudge. 12-7, 2,000 net worth lead for Team Spirit. They're feeling pretty good about themselves. They've got a Rod of Atos on Collapse with treads in his backpack for a reason that I can't... Oh, he's getting extra efficiency out of his Clarity?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's well, cool. Couldn't he just turn them into a different treads then?
Yes, he could.
I don't know. I think he just messed up. I think it just messed up. There's not always a good reason. Sometimes people just make mistakes. That was a mistake.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know what? Faith Beyond is actually kind of having a game. Like, it's still not great, but he has half of an axe, and he's only 1,000 net worth behind the mid-bat. So, I know I'm saying it a lot, but like, considering what a laning stage he had, some players are just totally doomed with this start. Yeah. And he is holding on to whatever plays have been available. I'm still very impressed with that, and LGD are going to make this game competitive. We're painting this picture that they're getting dwarfed by Team Spirit, but the fact of the matter is, it's only really the Troll that's far ahead at this point. The rest of the game is very much in range for LGD. As PL, Amit,
pick off.
Gonna find Mirror Bot together with Y.
He tries to get past through the trees, but unfortunately, Treant Protector can follow him anywhere the Mirror tries to run. Toronto Tokyo swap back in. This is another big kill. Collapse. He's going to be here too late. Toronto Tokyo's already dead. They've got the Rupture onto Clinks, the Rod of Atos to stop the TP away, but he's tanky. They need more damage, and that's why Yatoro's here. He's trying to catch up, but he may not get there fast enough. Good block off by Xingqiu. It does leave Faith Beyond on the wrong side of the fissure, but the important hero was saved.
I guess good is subjective. Just kill off Faith Beyond, but he was obviously trying to save the Clink, so I think no matter how you place that fissure, it looks like grief, but I don't really think there was a way out of that, so, you know, that's what it is. Shaker, 15-minute blink. Out of this. Interesting choice from Xingqiu, by the way. We don't see Shakers do that all that often. He's maxed out Fissure, and I think he's done it because they've identified in these plays that every inch and every little bit of damage and stun matters. Usually Shakers will go for something like a 2-1-4 because it makes the Aftershock so much more valuable when you pick up this Blink Dagger and go for the combos. The problem is, some of these kills might have not existed with a level 1 Fissure or level 2. So he's really just committed into this way of thinking. of setting up his teammates. I actually really love it this game out of him.
Yeah, I agree. And I think it works really well with Burning Barrage, too, right? Because it's just a straight-up line damage ability. So the longer they're stuck in that Fissure stun, the more Burning Barrage damage is going to be put out. Honestly, like, if they get the Aghanim Scepter on Faith Beyond, which unfortunately is going to be delayed slightly, as it looks like he may be going down here, Faith Beyond is going to swap for the damage reduction, try and keep himself alive a little bit longer, but ultimately, Batrider has too much damage. The Ags is so important on Vengeful Spirit because it's also how you're able to keep farming. You know, like you die in a team fight, but your spirit stays alive. You can then hit neutral creeps, farm a lane, be a part of kills even.
And it's, yeah, exactly. Not just that. It's also how it enables Clinks. PSG.LGD have run this strategy earlier this tournament with the Vengeur together with Clinks. It was nasty when played by Ame in that game.
Yeah, White did an excellent job on that bench, but all right, Jin-Q, no opportunity to get away from that one once again.
To enable that finger, and it is being pinged out here by the Dire, obviously is what gives a vision onto Shaker to find that finger. He was making sure to stay out of the range of the vision from Thirst, but still got caught. I don't know if he was Blood Raged online there. I feel like that finger did a lot of damage, but Shaker might have been just low enough. 480, that's just a normal finger. All right.
BKB soon for Toronto Tokyo, so maybe his game will be made a little bit better. That ward placed down, gives an opportunity to get initiation, but counter. Team Spirit managed to get the jump first as a quick counter on Treant Protector. Makes it so the Overgrowth now is potentially going to be used. It's going to catch up to both Mira and Collapse. Collapse going to throw out the Blood right where he can. They can turn around with Treant Protector, but Jin-Q with a big echo is going to be able to finish off that fight with 2 and 3rd kill, actually.
This item is so good on Shaker. It was like when you were asking me who do you think this item is best on, I was trying to think of a better hero than Shaker, and I couldn't come up with one. It's just so good. Like, obviously he has the Blink Dagger now, but he actually did have it on cooldown from blinking earlier to get in position for the Fissure. But the Tumbler's Toy allows him to get in range for the Echo there with that little bit of a jump. Got in and got a 2-mana Echo
passive
combo.
stats.
Yeah, 200.
Super good, right?
Amazing.
200 mana
This
for
item is
an
made for this
Earthshaker.
hero.
Yeah, 100%. Like, if he doesn't get an Arcane Boots, like, he has serious mana issues.
So, Blink is on cooldown here because he went for that Fissure to lock off these 2 heroes. And there's the Overgrowth, and you're going to see him sneak by in the bottom here. And just before the snap of this Blood Right comes a little hop. And without that, the Treant is toast. So they get that. Okay, so now I'm looking from Team Spirit's perspective. Yatoro is starting to reach critical mass. He's got Battle Fury as well of Sanj and Yasha. So very, very strong right now. You should probably start playing around him. A good swab into the Fissure.
Fissure trying to defend Faith Beyond here, but he is going to be ruptured. Toronto Tokyo still looking for the +1. Doesn't quite land in. Faith Beyond, yeah, he's going to die, and he's going to come back and swap potentially right away. Toronto Tokyo is in trouble now, but fortunately he's so fast. He gets out of trouble just as fast as he got into it. Yatoro wants to be able to finish off this mid tower, but it's being healed up. This is one of those really feel bad moments where you can't quite finish the tower and you know it's just going to get healed and healed and healed.
Yep. And Venge is such a good bodyguard for this in this illusion form. Just keep spamming out the wave. There's no risk involved. If you get killed, it's whatever. And when you're about to respawn, such as now, you just get into a safe position and come back to the game.
Looking for Toronto Tokyo. They're going to find him. Fissure, get the follow-up chain stun, and Zhao 8 will get that kill. Gleipnir very rapidly approaching at this rate.
They do not quite take the mid tower for either team. Both of these towers are very low, but as you said, Treant Protector able to heal it. I'm not sure what Y is waiting for. I think you just spam heal this mid tower right now. It's way too important. Maybe eyeing an opportunity to make a play soon and wanting to have it in that. I was going to say maybe he forgot the ability, but that's very unlikely. About as unlikely as something that happened in Game of Thrones where someone kind of just forgot about something. So, you know, you got to be a big... Oh, there it goes. All right, he's going to armor it now. As the siege wave is approaching here, the siege creep is potentially... Oh, it's hitting a ward, so it doesn't even get to hit the tower here. A little bit of a fortunate situation, really, for LGD, that the sentry ward is spotting an obs that they can't go and contest, and it's just stunning the siege creep for 10 seconds, essentially, as they're trying to get their own mid-tier 1. Need a couple more hits from the illusions. I think Collapse, yeah, just get rid of it. It's going to fall anyway. You don't have a Treant. Yeah. Trolls BKB, is that the timing? Is that what you're waiting for?
It better be. Because if they can't start making some moves with the BKB on Toronto Tokyo and the BKB pickup on your Toro, like PSG.LGD have really turned this game around quite a lot. It is very impressive how they took what was a very disastrous first 5 minutes of the game and gave themselves a very competitive mid game where now we'll just see teams evenly matched up clash against each other in team fight. Zhao Wei setting up right now, gets the Gleipnir. Initiation onto Mir with a two-man Fisher as well. The two supports may just start off this fight with no spells cast, but Poshka casts one of them, but it misses, and he instantly dies after that. Zhao Wei scouting, routing and scouting him, finds a big opening.
And we haven't talked much about Amis PL, but he's honestly just having the time of his life. It's kind of mirroring what Troll had for the first 10 minutes. That's been PL for the last 10. He got Diffusalman at 14, has not faced any contention whatsoever. He's just keeping on farming. And you see, Troll is not pulling ahead by anymore. He has this fast Battle Fury, but usually what happens in this game state is that the Troll's graph starts being a little bit more exponential, whereas the PL stays a little bit more linear. But they're both following the same curve. So this 1500 gold advantage Troll had in the early game, it's still the same. So you're not really building an advantage with your farm-up item that you chose to go for in this Battle Fury, and that is concerning. I think late game PL is king in this draft, and he has an insane supporting cast. Overgrowth, Echo Slam, and let's not forget Nether Swap with the change that gives it the damage reduction. Really, really strong in this game. So I feel like LGD are getting in a position where, honestly, for the first time, we can truly say they're actually ahead.
Yeah. No, absolutely. 2,000 net worth lead, still holding on to their mid tower. And Team Spirit trying to activate with these BKBs in a smoke, but not finding anything just yet. Looking for picks around the Roshan pit. If they found the right kind of kill or even a full-out team fight, they can maybe get Roshan for themselves. But the only hero they see in range right now is Faith Beyond, who in many ways is just going to be frontlining and hoping to die, just so he can get a second round of spells.
Yeah. And I love, in game states like this, I love sometimes doing this. So I'm going to quiz you. Don't look at the win expectancy. What do you think it is? Okay. What does your gut tell you right now?
My gut would say probably like 55 or maybe 60% favored to PSG.LGD.
Have a look.
Oh, damn.
Gaben has been watching some late game PL in a good game and some clinks this patch. So he has his mind made up. Damn. I'm not gonna. I will never trust this graph blindly, but I do think it's always food for thought when a 2k gold lead constitutes a 90% win probability. It says something about the strategies and what is expected out of the game in a state like this. I think Team Spirit have to start doing something. This is a good move. Get the Roche. Start putting more pressure. You were so good early on, and LGD stifled your moves, and they are just starting to pull way ahead of you now. This is a key moment. If LGD win this game, win this fight and take Roche, they are primed to take the game. You have to take this one.
Yeah. PSG.LGD. I mean, if they can somehow stop this Roshan, then I'm going to agree with that win percentage, because right now it's Team Spirit who should be looking to win fights with this double BKB timing, but they're getting scared away from the Roshan pit. They can't actually do it.
LGD, it's just a matter of time before they consider a smoke move here. Obviously, like you said, if Venge doesn't get broken, she is so powerful in a situation like this. You Wave of Terror, you swap in anyone you want, you start killing them with your team, you get killed, whatever. Second round of spells, swap the next guy, you know, and the damage mitigation. Yeah. He's going to go for it. That's the stun.
Going to be able to lock down Venge. Bushwhack to follow up. They do have Mira landing that one, but they don't quite have the burst damage. It's not quite good enough. The flame break is taken away, but now the break is gone, and Faith Beyond could die and be perfectly fine. He's going to swap line down at the low ground. Thanks, buddy.
Oh, well. Oh! Guess I'll just burn to death then.
Flame break still in the fight. Too much for him.
He still has his full presence with his spells here, and the aura. Toronto Tokyo could find a pick here.
Yeah, if he gets the right kind of pick off, if he grabs the clinks or something, it would be massive. But Collapse, he's the one who gets initiated first, bursted down before they could do anything in response. The illusions continue to just poke away at Team Spirit. Ame is being a nuisance with this shard pickup as he's showing exactly how good that Spirit Lance upgrade is.
And that's really something about this LGD lineup that's beautiful. The reach, right? You have the swap, the Venge, Wave of Terror, Fissure, Barrage, Nature's Grasp, everything. Spirit lands. All 5 heroes can hit
that
from like
a fresh Faith Beyond who just came back into it.
Well,
he stuck his Spirit in the front as he was reviving. They're not going to break him, but they can maybe kill the Spirit twice. It's so far forward. Jin-Q, though, looking for the opening. Yutaro, they find it, bursting him down. Not quite fast enough. The BKB going down. He pops the ultimate, but he is being a little bit kited around. He's going to get Jin-Q first. Heals up almost a full. Zhao Wei and the rest of PSG.LGD waiting in the winds, waiting for the opportunity to be able to jump back in, but they choose not to after double buybacks from Team Spirit. If they don't get this Roshan now, Cinderin, it feels like it's beginning of the end for Team Spirit.
Yeah, they're definitely going to try for it here with 2 heroes down the other side. But, I mean, again, Venge is like a pseudo-hero still, right? She's just going to keep poking.
Yeah.
It's so low risk. Even if you respawn, if they, let's say they play it perfectly and let you respawn, is that even good? Like, then you have 2 lives again if they don't break you.
Yeah.
You have to be so cautious. And here is Faith Beyond back to his former self. Honestly, a truly incredible comeback story for him this game. It looked awful. And he is now, honestly, in many ways, the highest impact hero in the game with what he's doing. His zone control of that Roche pit, the swaps that are leading to kills. Yeah, Team Spirit get a kill on the Shaker and Venge there. It cost them 2 buybacks, and they don't progress in the game. There was nothing happening there that was good. They even used a BKB charge on the Troll. So, like, no real benefits. There's no win here for them.
Yeah. When you're talking about the win percentage, I was going to say that it... Yeah, if you, well, I was going to say that if you gave it like 5-10 minutes and nothing happened, then I would start agreeing with that win percentage, right? Because Team Spirit, they hit this timing. It was supposed to be go time for them, and they couldn't get anything done. If they couldn't get anything done then, now they've got a heart to deal with on the Fan Lancer. They already had a hard enough time being able to deal with him in these fights. It's even worse now.
It is not getting easier than this. Except 10 minutes ago. Then it was easier than this. But that's past tense, and you gotta look at the future here.
If they can find the real PL with a Rupture, that would be a good start. Gonna be caught inside the silence with the Flame Break as well. Really good. He's gonna be swapped back, and with that damage reduction, again, not too bad. There's a regen right next to him too. The break, it hits. Can they follow it up? They need a little bit more. The Finger of Death isn't good enough either. He gets away from it all thanks to the Essence Ring. Maposhka's gonna die for daring to try and bring down the Great Ame and PSG.LGD right into the pit where they might be able to just get Roshan for themselves. And Cinder, we set this all up saying Team Spirit needs a Roshan. It goes the other way. This feels very bad for them.
They are in major trouble. Ame surviving there is huge. He gets full healed with the heart, has an Aegis, almost has the Aether Lens now to be even more annoying, have more reach like we talked about with the Shard. And yeah, you know, in this situation, Mira has a choice to make, right? Does he commit on the PL kill, which is high risk, high reward? Or does he take the guaranteed Venge kill, which will not respawn because he kills it with Break? And he went for the big one, and he was just 300 damage short. Immediate coverage from Jin-Q, who also picked up the Shard, by the way, so has that extra bit of a stun with that Fissure and lower cooldown. It's a great Shard still. It got nerfed. You remember the old one? It was pretty damn broken. And got nerfed to half on the Aftershock, but you still have that 2-second CDR on Fissure. And even half effect is still pretty damn good. Y is probably dead here. If they... No lasso. He's still dead.
They're gonna swap him back, maybe.
He's flame broken forever. He's gonna die, right? Surely.
Yeah, the damage reduction is gonna wear out, and tick, tick. Nope, not good enough. Sticky Napalm wore out. Meanwhile, bottom lane, they're trying to go for the kill on Ame, which would be a pretty big one if they can get it and get out. But it's an Aegis. They cannot overcommit for this one.
Xinq's waiting for Echo here.
Yeah, Jin-Q, he's ready to go in. If they could burst down this troll, it'd be massive. But he gets on the BKB, stays on top of the Phantom Lancer, and once he's locked down, he's not getting away from this troll. Meanwhile, they do manage to get the lasso on Jin-Q as well. A +1 for this team fight.
Great
for
stuff
Team
from
Spirit.
That's huge. Yeah. They didn't use the Aegis for anything. And Venge not being there is really the key difference maker. A swap there, 100% PL stays alive, even on the first life. But they took advantage of that. And they even find him mid. They're just going to keep rolling. Hex the illusion. Try to kill it off.
Maybe try and catch up to it. And Zhao Wei does manage to kill the support, but Toronto Tokyo is going to be able to get on top of him. No lasso, but he can start doing some damage. And that leaves Yutaro enough time to be able to get on top of the Clinks and kill him himself. The arrows, though! He lives. ever so barely. Sind, I gotta ask, this Ags Troll, do you think that that's the right build?
It's super valuable against Treant, right?
Yeah.
It gives you a free Dispel for the Overgrowth. It was either that or Manta, I suppose. Is there anything else he's looking to Dispel, though, than just Roots? The Gleipnir from Klinks. You could Dispel Diffusal. It's pretty good.
I don't know if you can dispel the damage reduction from Swap. I don't know how that one works.
That is only on allies, right? Yeah.
Yeah. It is only on allies, but I'm saying the offensive spell that he has from the ranged version.
Oh, I see what you mean. That is a good question. I don't know if that's dispellable, actually. But that's when you just mouse over the ability and it'll definitely tell you.
Yeah, for sure. Dota's really good at giving you all the information. You definitely
consistent.
shouldn't check out the Dota2 wiki constantly whenever you're playing Dota.
I don't know if this is dispellable. Yeah. I'm assuming it would be. It would just make sense because on average more dispels are dispellable than not, so the odds are in my favor. So I'm going to say it's dispellable.
That's smart. That's smart. Playing the odds.
If you don't know, play the odds. It's generally the way to go.
See, Kyle does the same thing, but he is usually wrong on the odds, and he says it's super confident.
Right.
Unlike you just admitted that you're like, I'm not sure, but I think so.
Yeah. That's the primary difference
Tokyo.
between us. Smoke?
He pushes out the top lane so he can join his team for the smoke at the bottom lane. He doesn't have Firefly, but he can still make good on an initiation. As they're going to find Faith Beyond. Probably not the target they immediately wanted, but if they get the break, swap it around. Does manage to swap to his own illusion.
Oh,
still
break.
hit by the break.
He still gets the illusion.
And the break hits it. It doesn't actually work.
What?
It used to work.
Oh.
I swear to God, it worked.
Yeah, I'm sure you're right, because I remember this as well when being broken by Venge, you don't... Okay. That's a dead collapse. That is so important for the game, actually, that they can't break this out. I'm so sure you're right on this, Cap. Like, if you were broken as Venge and you died, you didn't get the illusion, but this must have been changed and we forgot or never saw it. But there, the break is 100% in place, it gets fingered, and there immediately the illusion comes back out. So, all right, that means that a play we've been theory crafting for Team Spirit all game doesn't even exist. And maybe they knew it. So then they didn't go for it.
Yeah, maybe that's
reason.
why Gabe says 81%, but they're going to try and hold out from this poke at a high ground. Ame's not even committing too much.
Swap,
they are going to be able to get a swap back from the illusion. Toronto-Tokyo unable to get off his BKB in time. They do manage to land a good damage onto Ame with a troll coming in from behind, but unfortunately Yule Scepter stalled that up. He'll get the kill onto Jin Q most likely, but not much more than that, it seems. Oh, Faith Beyond revives into his spirit. Yutoro, unsure if he really wants to commit to this. I'm going to say it's probably not a good idea to collapse, try to help him out, but a swap back in. Just beautiful combos from Faith Beyond. They kill him once, but can they kill him twice? They're going to lasso the illusion. They're saying Faith Beyond, he's too good. We got to stop him. We got to kill him twice to put an end to this madman's reign. Toronto-Tokyo getting in, but Xiao Wei immediately pushes them out. Goes for the Gleipnir, but Yutoro actually quickly dispels that one on himself. Doesn't actually have the detection, though, to be able to stay on top of this Klinks. They needed that to be able to kill him, but unfortunately he gets away, and now Xiao Wei's going to help Ame deal with Yutoro, burned out of mana, unable to run away fast enough as the last arrow's just enough.
Literally the last arrow from that shard from Skeleton Walk gets the kill. The last shot. I don't think Ame could have connected there. I think the distance was too far. Maybe since he has the 300 Phantom Rush talent, perhaps he could have gotten range, but damn. That looked really good for Team Spirit. Totally understand why they pursue and chase that down, and it was really, really narrow. If they had the detection early on Xiao Wei, like you pointed out, maybe Yutoro could have stuck on him and they got that kill. But instead, he gets to reset, get the distance, and then the PL sets up for Klinks, forces the troll onto himself. And look at Ame, by the way, buying the E-Blade. Just wants protection against the troll. However, like you said, it can be dispelled, but if he times it well, it's at least a couple of seconds of value.
Yeah, even if it's just enough for him to get off Doppelganger, make a huge difference. We're going to watch that again. You could see Toronto-Tokyo. They thought this was really good. They get on top of the Klinks with a beautiful bushwhack, but unfortunately, just no detection there. And then this means that Xiao Wei, when he turns around, he just delivers a bunch of added damage onto Yutoro. Can't win that fight 1v2.
You're going to see the skeletons here.
Whew. arrow after arrow after arrow.
The last one. The very, very last one. And there's no buyback on this troll, so massive structural damage being done here by LGD. One lane of barracks claimed here for sure. Faith Beyond looking for more.
Trying to get the swap on Amira, who's just trying to slow things down. He knows they're not going to be able to defend this lane of barracks, but anything that can slow down PSG.LGD is a drop in the bucket, I suppose. Yatoro now has level 25, so he's got the strong dispel from Battle Trance, and he's working towards a Scotty. But it's rough times out here, Cinder. And you said the Phantom Lancer is going to be the biggest hero in this game, and then he's got a supporting cast behind him. Like, Clinks can add to the damage. They've got so many good team fight heroes behind this Phantom Lancer as well.
Smoked up. It's go time. There's no Aegis in play right now, but they don't really need it. They could have waited, though. He will respawn in actually 40 seconds, and LGD do have control of the area. They're going to maybe find a swap.
Oh, he managed to kill the ward, so this...
There it is.
Team Spirit, they wanted to be able to fight around this one. They're going to be able to swap back the Lotus Orb, see if they can keep Toronto and Tokyo alive with the BKB, and it does. So barely. They managed to kill the Vengeful Spirit, but of course the illusion is still strong, and it's going to be able to kill Maposhka and look for another swap potentially. Does manage to get the Bushwhack to stall it up, but on the other side, Jin Q blocks him out with a Fissure, and now they get the swap on Amira. The two supports are dead with no buyback.
LGD's lineup is just so strong at this point in the game. I love the way they set these fissure swaps up, by the way, with the Venge having Etherlands as pointed out here, so extra range. But Xingqiu is obviously mid-fissure animation when the swap comes in. The Bad Rider has no time to react to BKB there and does get stunned. Yeah, he survives, but he has no fight. He got bullied out on 20% HP, has to full reset, and the rest of that fight is just easy. Honestly, good job from Spirit to get the return kill on Venge with their Hoodwink and Lion ulti combination, so they at least find that. But the writing on the wall here, Roche number 2, 100% going the way of PSG.LGD. And I reckon you're going to give the shard to... Is it actually only Shaker missing? Venge, maybe?
No, Venge and Tree are the only two missing it.
Actually pretty nice.
Yeah, I'm okay with Venge, even if it's just taking damage away. You know, that's still nice, but
it is good. They gave it to Trian. He's gonna have the Nature's Guys, also strong, of course.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Another assault on the base from PSG.LGD. Not really giving Team Spirit too many moments to breathe as they've got this Aegis and want to make good use of it. Swap back on a collapse once again. Anybody good swaps is just immediately dead. There's no way to be able to bail that out. They can only hope with a Lotus Orb to be able to stop it. Yatoro is going to be able to get on top with the Bat Rider coming in from behind. They're going to blow up the Vengeful Spirit, but he swaps, still goes down. They're trying to save Xiao Wei. He managed to eat another skeleton. It's keeping himself alive a little bit longer, but eventually dies. Shin Q, though, does enough damage to win this fight as Yatoro is going to fall immediately afterwards, and with 2 dead for over a minute, well over, they're going to go ahead and call it on Team Spirit. LGD in the best way possible take this game 3. A rough start for